If you came out of Avengers Infinity War wondering how you were possibly going to go on with your life without a huge swath of the biggest heroes in the MCU, you probably needn't worry about their deaths lasting. Now, obviously the Russos have promised that the stakes in Infinity War and Avengers 4 are genuinely real, but that doesn't mean that Thanos' clique won't be undone. It just means that some pretty big characters will be dead by the end of Avengers 4, presumably joining Loki, Heimdall, and Vision in the definitely dead gang. Quite frankly, there was no way that we weren't going to see a Phase 4 that didn't include new fan fave Spider-Man, the billion-dollar boy himself Black Panther, Doctor Strange, or any of the Guardians, given that they're the foundations of the first films in the phase, whether confirmed or assumed. So it would be reasonable to think that something big is going to happen in Avengers 4 to reverse the end of Infinity War. And if you look hard enough, there's actually a confirmation of the fact that the ending won't last in the film's final act, courtesy of Doctor Strange. Strange's role in the movie is interesting as it's clear that he knows that Thanos' snap and the subsequent loss of half of the heroes is a necessary step to old Squidward eventually being defeated. As he fades, he makes it clear to Tony Stark that there was no other way, and before that he expressly states that they are, and I quote, in the endgame now. You could assume that this is Strange simply acknowledging that sacrifices had to be made to save the universe in the long run, or that Thanos initially had to win in order to lose in the endgame. But Strange knew that no matter how many were killed when Thanos clicked his fingers, that there was no way that any of it would entirely last. And how could one possibly know that? Well, because the Ancient One told him so. Think about it, Strange says that he saw more than 14 million futures, and only one of them had the heroes win. If the survivors are in the endgame, and there was no other way, this is clearly the future in which they won. But the very fact that Strange knows of the victory itself is confirmation that his death, and those of his fellow heroes, simply cannot last. Back in Doctor Strange's solo movie, we see the death of the Ancient One, who slows down time to elongate her final moments and says to Strange, I spent so many years peering through time, looking at this exact moment, but I can't see past it. That's how we know she's done for, the fact that she can see no further than the point of her own death. If that's the case, and nobody with the ability to see futures, even 14 million of them, can see past the point of their own death, then there is simply no way that Doctor Strange could see any victory over Thanos that required him to die as part of the plan. If Strange has seen that allowing Thanos to snap his fingers and wipe out half of existence ultimately leads to victory, then he must be alive to witness it. In other words, he's coming back from the dead, or he just plain isn't dead at all. So while we can't hope to know in advance how the snap is undone, there is fairly definitive in-narrative proof that it absolutely will be. And when it comes to it, Doctor Strange will be there to witness Thanos' defeat.
Hello there, you've made it all the way to the end of the video, and as part of my designated 18 hours of community service, I'm here to tell you that we have a number of other channels available for you to subscribe to, as well as other slightly, possibly not related videos for you to watch. So please do one of the things to my left or right, otherwise I have to pick up leaves on the roadside.